Welcome back! So, in this video we're going to cover the exploration zone, which involves puzzles, navigation, moving platforms, jumping, and there's no enemies and there's no danger. So I wanted to see in VR, a lot of the games typically are you're stationary and enemies come towards you and shoot you or something, and you'll teleport around. I wanted to see what does it feel like to kind of like move and jump and how hard that is. So I built this zone. So we take the key, and we use it on the door, and it will load. And here we are. So, there's a few puzzles. Now, find the blue key to escape. That's the idea. I did build in a thing where if you are kind of like sick of this area and you can't do it and it's very hard, there is underneath this plant, kind of very hidden down here because it's supposed to be, there is this key. So, if someone gets very stuck, they can use this to just get out and that'll be fine. But we're not going to need that because we're good enough. Now there is a bit of a frame drop when I look at this area. Frame rate has been a bit of an issue when developing for this because the headset is not as powerful as the computer. So I missed that show on purpose. So the idea with this is that you get it through the hole. And if you do that, you win. Good job, thank you. It's like patting yourself on the back. And then the door, up you go. Okay, challenge 1 complete. Now then, the idea with this area is you'll come in and you'll see, okay, this looks like a bit like a hole. Not this way, gringo. So we need to find the key, which means somewhere in this area I have hidden the key. Obviously, when you watch this video, spoiler alert, you'll find it, or you'll know where it is. So it's underneath the microwave. So there's a lot of objects you can interact with. Unfortunately, you can't like open things like that. It doesn't really work. These are just solid kind of objects. But anything microwave sized and below, generally you can pick up, and you can also like take objects off the wall, and you can also like if I let's grab a little teacup, and you can throw stuff at things. So if I throw it at that clock, I'll knock the clock down. So oh, what a shot! Nice. Just don't look at the physics there. It's very difficult to actually make these things behave as they should. Okay, so in this area we have a text on the wall here to try and help the player. What can you see? So the idea with this is there's another key you need to get, and this is moving platforms now. So this is to kind of like see what is it like to do moving platforms in VR. Fortunately, I don't get motion sickness, so it's been very easy for me. A lot of people, when they do test this, if you are susceptible to motion sickness, this will kind of wreck you. But we need to get that key, which is over there, and there's a very faint kind of like winky face to try and hit the player towards there. Now, the decorating, yes. Now then, okay, so we've got the key, we'll jump over here. And whenever you get a key, because when we tested this, someone managed to lose the key, get it through the floor, put it through the wall or something. So in order to have the key not get lost, we have a little switch over there, which if you lose the key, you can press that button and it'll just relocate it. Now in order to stop this from being too difficult, once you get to this middle platform, these two will appear. So if you fall down, and then that door will open up so you can get back up. If you fall down, you can use this to get back up. So originally this middle platform was going to rotate, but unfortunately getting the rotating to work, it just messed the player's controls like so much. It was kind of horrible. And I could never get it fixed, so unfortunately we had to cut it, and it's just a solid platform. There is a platform later on that would move and rotate, because I really wanted to see kind of what is it like in VR, but unfortunately we had to cut it because it didn't work. So I have lost the key, it's on the floor, and I can't be bothered to bend down. So there we go. Now we use it on the door. I hope you found something. Well, I found that, I don't need it anymore though. Now this is kind of like a little puzzle again. So what happens? I should have turned them off in the build, which means I need to do another build. Now the idea with these blocks is that they are not here when you come in. I've been testing this quite a lot, and I just remembered, or I just realised that I forgot to turn them off, so that's kind of annoying. But press the switch, what happens is the blocks come down, and we get a time remaining. So they go red, and what you're supposed to do is pick up the blocks and get them in the right shape. So I wanted to see kind of how is this in VR. Unfortunately, the Unity physics means that you don't really have to be very good at this. You can pretty much force it in quite easily, but there's not really much you can do about these. They have box colliders on them, so they're the actual, in the game they exist in the exact shape as they are, but you can still, if you just force it, it goes, and you know, it's as good as it can kind of get. at least from my knowledge. Maybe there's a better way to do it, but I don't know. Again, for this whole project, I've been kind of like doing it all myself. So, as I've said with all the other projects before, if anything is not very good, or if anything's not very efficient, it's as best as I can do it from just working out myself. So we've done that one, well done to us, and we had 43 seconds left. If you run out of time, then the blocks just disappear and you have to start again. But it bugs me now that I've left them in, I'm going to have to do another build when I get home. So, now in this room, it's getting a bit more overgrown. We go to the door and we've seen any keys. So it's again just another kind of like looking around keys. But we're not too heavy on the puzzles in here. This is more just for like navigation and with a bit more for the player to kind of do. So there's a few things like these things on the table if you want, or on the sofa. You can try and like throw stuff at them, or like the TV. TV's got a nice little touch, this one here. If you touch it or if you throw something at it, it kind of turns off. So that's pretty cool. Got a lot of nice texture work here. Our texture artists work very hard. And I'm going to turn around. So the key here is under the bed. Now, I'm not going to bother talking about the lights because you just ignore them. But here's the key, and we can get on. Seen any keys? Just I have seen a key. There we go. And we're into the final area, roughly. So it's a bit more decoration, a bit more eerie. The sound guys have done some very nice work. Unfortunately for them, because we designed this project to be something where we only cared about what we wanted to learn. We didn't care about making an actual game. And the game that we made is more of kind of like a, what's the word? Kind of like an After Effects or, I don't know, I'll annotate the word what I mean later on. But it meant that when I built the game, I didn't consider at all about the sound because it wasn't a consideration. But when they came in, we got a lot of the sound work that they did in there. But anyway, so we're at the end. Well done. Take your prize. Now you can choose. You can choose these lovely vases if you want. Some nice fine china. It's a bit dirty though. A 6-pack of beer. Now that's pretty nice. Or a toaster. I think I'll go with the key. It's what you probably should go for. And then get these boxes out of the way. Now, any object that you can interact with has to be able to ignore the player collider. Otherwise, you could grab a box or something and hit yourself with it, which means technically you don't actually need to move any of these boxes. You can just walk straight through them. So, for example, this wall here, I can go straight through them. But if I'm grabbing an object, the object can't. I don't really know any other better workaways around that than that, but it works. It's pretty decent overall anyway. So we shall continue. There's a little jump scare that I did. It's a bit kind of like, I know it's kind of bad, but it was kind of funny. So the prize was the key, you'll need it. So we shall drop down here. That reminds me, there's another thing I need to fix. The collider should be a lot higher up for that when it triggers that door. So we found the blue key. I lost it, but here it is. And we can leave the navigation room. And in the next video, I'll go over the combat zone, and probably at the end of the combat zone, I think I'm facing the right way, yeah. At the end of the combat zone, I'll probably talk a bit more about the overall project. So I don't know why I threw that key actually. I need that key. So I'll see you in the combat zone.